Hello and welcome to the Health Source podcast, your source for all things health, wellness, and lifestyle inspo. I'm your host, Beck Russell, health and life coach and the author of Life in the Soul Lane. Through conscious conversations, our aim is to inspire and empower you to live your most well, happy, and vibrant life. If you're ready to elevate your well-being, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome back to the Health Source podcast. This is week number 2 of the Healthy Holiday series, and I really hope that you found last week's episode on stress management helpful for you. So today we are exploring boundaries and caring for your own energy. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because, like I talked about last week, there's often a lot going on at this time of year, lots of interpersonal interactions, lots of engagements, lots of spending time with other people and rushing around doing a lot of things. And so I feel like it's really important, if you aren't already doing these practices, for you to either start doing them now, implement these into your life, or just making sure that you're really prioritizing them as well. So let's get straight into it. So we've got a nice quick episode again this week. So the first point I wanted to touch on here is, even though it can be a challenge sometimes, particularly if you're quite an empathic person, but I wanted to point out or invite you to try not to let other people's emotions or challenges or problems that they're going through or their stresses take over you and your energy. And of course, there will be exceptions to this rule, like if it is your child or your parent or your immediate family member, then of course we are there for them in whatever they're going through. But in general, you'll often find when you're moving through life that people have different kinds of energy fields, and some people absorb other people's energy. Some people really get their energy from other people as well. And some people can really share a lot about what's going on with them and their life, and not necessarily ask the person if they have the capacity to hold the space for them. So if you're interacting with people and you find that their energy, their problems, their stresses, their worries, or their emotions are starting to permeate your own energy field, this is where you need to be really mindful, and it might even take a bit of a tough conversation. And we're going to talk about boundaries that's our next point that we're going to touch on. But you just need to be really mindful about what energies and what emotions you are taking on from other people. And you can politely deflect or decline them as well. And that's just going to take courage, and it's going to take you just honoring yourself first to be able to do that, because it can be quite tough to do that. And let's go straight into boundaries, because these two are really tied together. So you might be someone who can really struggle with putting boundaries in place. A lot of us are. It can be quite a challenge because we don't want to hurt people. We don't want to hurt their feelings. We don't want anyone to have a negative perception about us. But the truth of the matter is that we have to preserve ourselves. We have to put ourselves first. And this requires us to put boundaries in place. And I really think that creating boundaries is something that does get easier over time once you've started to practice it a little bit more. So like in the previous example, when I was saying that other people's challenges or stresses, it might feel like it's starting to take you over a little bit, and it's starting to permeate your energy field. And this is where you need to have the strength to be able to say no to things or people or opportunities that don't feel right for you. Or if someone is coming to you for something and you just don't have the capacity to hold that, you don't have the capacity to help them out with that particular thing at that particular time, this is where you need to honor yourself first and just politely explain the situation and politely decline. So that's number 2. Number 3 is to protect your own energy. So lots of these points are really closely interwoven together. And there's a few ways that you can do this, but I guess the easiest way to do it is really just to set the intention to protect your energy when you're going out into the world or when you're interacting with others. I like to, you can sort of do like this visualization, I suppose, of putting like a shield or a bubble around you and your energy so that it is like a protective force field and it can deflect any energy that's not going to serve you away from you. Another beautiful practice which I like to do is to do an energy cleanse at the end of the day, especially if you are, say, in a job that you are really interacting a lot with people throughout the day. That's a lot of different energies for you to be interacting with. So this could be a really good practice for you if you're not doing this already, is to cleanse your energy at the end of the day. So you can do this with sacred smoke. So say if you have like a smudge stick at home, like sage or something like that, or some native plants, you could smudge your energy field with that. Another nice way to do it is to go for a swim in the ocean. You could spray yourself with a mist. And my personal favorite, and probably one of the easiest ways to do this, is to cleanse your energy in the shower in the evening. So water is very cleansing in its nature. And so when you're in the shower and you've got the water flowing over your body, it's just a nice way for you to just energetically cut yourself off from the day and just release everything that you've interacted with throughout the day. And then you can also call your energy back too. So everyone that we're interacting with, we're taking a little bit of their energy and they're taking a little bit of our energy too. So it's important to cut those energetic cords and send the energy back to where it is supposed to be and to its rightful owner. So that is a really, really good practice as well. The last thing I wanted to touch on here is to encourage you to make sure that you're doing things for you and taking time for you. And I know that this can be a challenge, particularly at this time of year, if you've got a lot of family engagements or social engagements. But it really will serve you so well if you can take some time for you. And I know that sometimes it can feel like a little bit of a struggle time-wise to do this, and we might also feel a sense of guilt, especially if we have children or we have lots of commitments that we have to engage in. But if you take this time for you, it's going to help to fill you up and you're going to be overflowing and you're going to feel so much better in yourself and you're going to have a lot more to give to others. So you might not have too much time to do this. So again, just take whatever time that you can. If it's just a few minutes of conscious breathing, if it's a shower and you give yourself some time in the shower, maybe you do some body oils or whatever you've got going on. Maybe you do have time to go for a massage, whatever you have the time and the capacity for. If you can make sure that you are prioritizing this throughout this time and in general, not just during this busy time of year, but always, it's really going to serve you so well and it's going to serve everyone around you as well. So these are my top tips for implementing boundaries and caring for your own energy at this time of year, but also at any time of the year. Run through them again for you quickly. So the first one was to really try not to take on other people's emotions and problems and stresses. Number 2 is to put those boundaries in place. And even if it feels uncomfortable for you at first, keep going because you will get more confident and happier to be able to do that, to protect your energy. And speaking of protecting your energy, that was the next point, just doing that by having the intention or putting your little protective energy bubble over you before you engage with others. The next one was to do an energetic cleanse at the end of the day. So swimming in the ocean, having a shower, misting yourself or sacred smoke. And the last one was to make sure you are taking time for you during this busy period. It's going to serve you so well if you can prioritize that. So that's it for week 2 of our Healthy Holiday series. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know what you enjoyed about this episode and what you're going to do to keep yourself really happy and healthy through the Christmas and New Year period. Come over and connect with me on Instagram. My handle is @BeckRussell_, and you can also follow the podcast @TheHealthSource_. I'll be back in your ears again next week. And until next time, take really good care of yourself, and I'll chat to you again soon. Are you looking to uplevel your mornings, your days, and ultimately your life? I've got a cool freebie that I think you are going to love if you answered yes. It is called Mindful and Motivated Mornings, and I created this freebie because I understand that how we start our day can really determine how our day will flow on from there. So inside this freebie, you will receive a 20-minute yoga practice, a nourishing breakfast recipe, and you'll also get a reflection journal where you can write down any thoughts or feelings that are coming through for the day. And you can also track your food, your movement, and your water intake as well. And this can all happen under 30 minutes because I know a lot of us are time poor and we're busy and we're out there chasing our dreams. So I wanted to make sure that it was able to fit into your busy morning routine as well. So if you feel like this is exactly what you need to start your day off the right way, click the link in the show notes and you will be taken straight to the download where you can start your day off in the right way.